Since this recent Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin's issuance rate is more scarce than gold. And while gold's supply inflation is between 1 more closely to 2% each year, Bitcoin's supply inflation rate has dropped to 0.83%, now the scarcest asset in human history. So why isn't price exploding?
Yeah, one of the things that everyone wants to see is like the halving occurs and a minute later, all of a sudden the price goes up or down or sideways, what's going to occur. But what we've seen historically is that the halving does take some time to kind of work in. There was great research that came out of Bitwise, and what they showed was in the month before the halving, the average return over the last couple of bull markets has been 19%. In the month after the halving, it's been 1.7%. So you'd say, oh, if I look at it as a 30-day before, 30-day after, it doesn't really matter. But if you actually look at it over a longer time frame, let's say 12 months or 18 months, the halving has marked a point where then we go up. And so it's just classic economics 101, right? If demand stays the same and you take away half of the incoming supply, the price has to adjust up or down to accommodate everyone. I think that this time won't be any different.
And what comes next? Because now that the monetary inflation rate of Bitcoin has dropped below gold, it'll be interesting to see if its market cap will exceed gold according to the stock to flow thesis. And according to on-chain analyst Willy Woo, in his view, BTC will lag its stock to flow valuation by 5 to 10 years, as the world simply doesn't move quickly. Custody infrastructure, regulations, trading instruments, asset manager acceptance all takes time. But if Bitcoin's market cap does eventually exceed gold in the next 5 to 10 years, that's an over 11x from here. And it appears that that's what BlackRock is betting on. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, IBIT, now holds over 274,000 BTC, up another 570 from the last trading day, and only 450 BTC are even issued per day. BlackRock's clients bought 1.26 times the new supply of Bitcoin.
One of the most interesting things that people kind of wake up to coming out of the crypto world is there might be more degens on Wall Street than there are in the crypto world, right? If you say to someone, hey, you can get 10x leverage, if you say that there's 100x opportunity, there's a lot of people in suits and ties that are going to pay attention. And so I do think that we like to have a black and white world and say, oh, like all the risk takers are over here in crypto, all of the smart money is on Wall Street. But naturally, there are just as many risk takers, if not more, on Wall Street. And so what I think is now going to be a big narrative going over the next 12 months. How do those investors get access to those assets?
And even compared to traditional ETFs, BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF is officially in the top 10 of all time for longest daily inflow streak, meaning 71 days in a row, there's been more net buyers than net sellers. And yes, Bitcoin ETF inflows in general have started to taper off.
We've already seen a lot of those flows into the ETFs start to moderate.
Meaning eventually this streak will come to an end. It won't be the end of the world. The mainstream media might tell you that it will be. Even the most successful ETFs to this day do have ebbs and flows. But this is not just BlackRock driven. This is globally driven and just in. Hong Kong's Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs officially approved to begin trading on April 30th.
What has happened is Hong Kong has, one of the advantages that Hong Kong has in Asia is that this is the first mover advantage, because Hong Kong is the first in Asia to allow the spot Bitcoin and Ether ETFs.
So in less than 6 days, these institutional Asian on-ramps open up.
Will this be as big as the US market? I think that,
And while the Asian ETF market is not as big as the US ETF market, it is still significant.
Obviously, US has the deepest ETF markets globally. And the big names like, the BlackRock and the Fidelities, as we know, are leading the Bitcoin, spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US. So in the absence of these big names in Hong Kong, it could be a little less. I mean, it could be actually a fraction of what US is seeing in terms of the size, the flows of the market. But it is nevertheless a big and important step by Hong Kong, which wants to be, a digital hub in Asia.
And by the way, the 230 billion Harvest Funds Bitcoin ETF, that's one of Asia's Bitcoin ETFs, will begin trading on April 30th with a 0% fee, meaning they're competitive, meaning they want to acquire the assets, the clients.
So first off, let me show you a little something. This is the article in question.
Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson's studio releases first game, but it's on GALA chain. The game is called Voyager Ascension. This is from the company Reflex, a Charles Hoskinson-backed firm. And Charles has a problem, a big problem, with how the media is portraying him.
It's about one of my assets. So up here we have Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson's studio releases its first game, but it's on GALA chain. Oh no.
When a user asked about Reflex, his other company, Charles simply responded, I have 6 companies.
We worked with GALA chain on this because they're a great community, they're a great company. There's a lot of wonderful people. And what we wanted to do is start linking together a lot of different game companies. So Reflect in itself has a portfolio of several games it's working on. Some are Cardano native and some are outside of the Cardano ecosystem in different ecosystems. And the hope is to try to link and unify them all together and create some interoperability between the different game chains and different game groups so that we can easily navigate users between the two and talk about common problems that exist in the gaming world.
So if you hold GALA, you like this, and Hedera jumps 113% amid BlackRock confusion. You see, HBAR skyrocketed after an announcement that name-dropped BlackRock, but the price is now falling as the investment giant says it's not directly involved. Now, we reported this to you yesterday. BlackRock tokenizes a money market fund on Hedera, and the reason we felt comfortable sharing this with you is because that's what HBAR told us. Today we witness RWA history as BlackRock's ICS US Treasury money market fund is tokenized on Hedera with ArchAX. This made massive headlines, but it turns out BlackRock directly had no part in this, no say in this. We have not worked with Hedera, a BlackRock spokesperson said. ArchAX distributes our product through tokenization and is using Hedera. So BlackRock has not adopted Hedera, it is just through a third party. And let's talk about lower cap altcoins, but I do just have to report the SEC is being sued over their new dealer rule. The crypto industry is finally not taking it.
Talk about the lawsuit that
Yes.
Blockchain Association filed
Yes.
today against the SEC, essentially challenging the SEC's view of who and what is a dealer. What's the issue that you see?
They're saying SEC, you can't, it's so ambiguous, the rules you're trying to regulate crypto over. This is unfair. We're suing you. I loved this explanation.
Yeah, so the SEC finalized a new regulation called the dealer rule earlier this year. And the problem is the SEC went forward and basically tried to do a very expansive redefining of what it means to be a dealer. So this is problematic for traders who are trading on their own account that might get pulled into this regulation. But in the crypto world, it's particularly problematic for decentralized finance. You know, in decentralized finance, we're trying to replace intermediaries with software code where there is no customer and client relationship. A person could just go simply interact and make a transaction on their own behalf. And so with the dealer rule, it is so vague, and the SEC made no attempt to answer the questions that the crypto industry had in the comment-making process, that we think that this violates the Administrative Procedure Act. You know, the SEC has laws that they have to comply with as well, and I think the APA is one of them. And so we're hoping that the court will find that their action was arbitrary and capricious and will pull back that rule.
In lower cap altcoin news, we're happy to announce that Limewire is now integrated with the BNB chain Greenfield for NFT data storage. This is a direct product from Binance, and this integration marks another step in our joint commitment for the AI space and bring the benefits of generative AI and Web3 together. And what BNB Greenfield is, well, BNB Greenfield is a cutting-edge decentralized storage solution developed by Binance, and Limewire creators can now benefit from high-speed decentralized storage and full data ownership of their creations. So if you're bullish on the future of AI and crypto, you love this. And speaking of that, we are thrilled to welcome Animoca Brands as our new strategic investor. This is an announcement from AIT Protocol, which is AI data infrastructure. And this partnership, This partnership marks a significant milestone for AIT protocol as it accelerates the advancement of AI development and broadens the scope of native applications, opening up pathways for global growth, and Animoca Brands sees value in investing in AIT. And in a quick piece of gaming news for Superverse, adoption continues. Superverse is integrating with the most anticipated new metaverse of 2024, Avalon, the community-created Web3 MMO with AI-powered exploration and game modes, is integrating with Superverse, and specifically what that means, the Super token is being integrated into the world of Avalon, bringing world-blending utility to the token. Enabling Super purchases in the ecosystem will be a massive win for both communities. If you're interested in making money in crypto, click subscribe because we will keep you updated, a video every day keeping you informed. Like always, see you tomorrow.